traveling in Thailand, you want to make sure you pay attention at all times, because out of nowhere there will be cars and motorcycles pulling out in front of you, and the Thai drivers are actually very, very friendly and polite, and they too pay attention. But just always be aware and always expect drivers to pull out in front of you, because the culture is much more relaxed here and people don't take out their anger out on the road. So just pay attention and always run lights and try wear visible clothing, but I find it very, very safe as long as you pay attention and you let the drivers go first and you let the Thais have right away in front of you, just because you are a guest in their country, and it is much better to be respectful that way instead of just thinking that you have right away and cut in front. So be respectful and always pay attention and you will be okay. Okay, so we are here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and we are approaching the top left-hand corner. I'm about to ride around the city square clockwise, and I highly recommend to bring your bike to Thailand, especially northern Thailand, and anywhere in fact. Just traveling with it is great because you really get a sense of freedom. And as you can see here, I'm actually, even though the clip is proper sped up, I'm not putting much power down, and it's just effortless passing all of these cars stuck in traffic, and you can zip through them, and it's just the most efficient and fun way to get around town. It beats taxis and motorcycles tenfold. You can rent a motorcycle here obviously, but you might need to pay for damages, and you just get insanely fit because Thailand does cater towards the fitness lifestyle, just due to the abundance of fruit and white rice, as well as the amount of climbs here, most being quite steep, that will really push and test yourself. And you might think, oh, as a beginner, it's quite daunting cycling in traffic. People think that Thailand is quite a dangerous place to ride, especially in places like Bangkok, where the population is very dense. But the Thais are the most friendliest people I've ever met, and the drivers are super respectful. But you must, as I said earlier, you need to respect them. And the number one rule here, and this is a good example coming up, is to always pay attention. See, now a man is going to walk out in front, and the clip sped up, so it actually gave me a bit of a fright, and I could have hit him if I didn't hit the brakes fairly hard. And the driver to the right, see, no one tooted. I mean, the light was green, he didn't even see it, just walked in front. No worries, mate. He was probably a bit dehydrated and wasn't all there. But yeah, the number one rule here, this goes for cycling anywhere, but in Thailand especially, always pay attention, because there are no road rules. Just in general, respect is the main rule. So you need to be aware of anything pulling out in front of you. And the main hazards here, unlike in Western countries, I think, are dogs. So dogs do sort of claim the roads up in the mountains, and they tend to run out if they're playful, or if they are aggressive, they may run out and chase you. Very few, but it does happen. So if you find an aggressive dog, just raise your hand and yell, it's okay, you're going to be fine, and just keep on pedaling and just get out there and get amongst it. It's always good to get out of your comfort zone and cycle in a new area. And cycling in places where the traffic is more dense will improve your bike handling skills and just make you a more confident rider. Because I used to be fairly scared of all the traffic, but now I'm very confident and comfortable cycling through traffic. I'm not wearing any earphones. I've got my ears and eyes switched on and just prepared for whatever happens. That's what you need to do. Don't look down for more than a second. I also recommend just being aware of oil spills on the road, because some of the trucks or cars aren't well maintained. So when you're descending, just be aware of oil, the dark streaks. A couple of cyclists have been taken out, as well as just other vehicles. When you're sharing the road, just be mindful of other vehicles. The drivers are very friendly, but even here in Thailand, there's always going to be the odd driver that's in a rush and may cross the yellow line and just may be slightly more aggressive. But other than that, enjoy it. Up ahead, west of the city, is Doi Tep, and that is where you want to ride up and pace yourself and just really absorb the scenery and the nature, because the views are spectacular up there. And I was just on my way to this vegan cafe. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions about cycling, leave them down below.